back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I converted this circle dress here into two tops. So I've already made one of the tops. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to put a button here, and then this is the front of the top here. Just a simple sleeveless top. So this is just with one panel of the dress. So as I was making this dress, I made a mistake. So I used the front panel to, just so that I don't waste the fabric, I used the front panel to make one of this top. So I'm going to repeat it with this back panel. So I'm going to have two of this top here. So this is what the top looks like here. So to make the second one, so this is my fabric here. So this is what it looks like. Just a simple top. Sorry. Just a simple dress. So this is what the dress looks like here. Just a simple circle dress. But as I was cutting it, I made a mistake at the neckline. So I decided, instead of showing the fabric, I decided to change it into something else. So to do that, what I'm going to do is to fold this fabric, the circle dress, right? I'm going to fold it into two here. So guys, as you can see, the fabric is folded into two, right? So this is the end here. This is the neck. This is the sleeve, like how you normally make the dress. So what I'm going to do now, the way it is now, I'm going to fold it into two so that I can get, because as it is now, I still need to fold it one more time, right? If I fold it one more time, now I have it in four pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Two folded, one, and then the fourth, two folded, and then 3 and 4. That's what it looks like. So this is the folded part here. So what I'm going to do now is to check the length of the dress I'm working with, the length of the top I want. So guys, I want my top to be 22 inches length. So I'm going to check where 22 falls in here, and then I'm going to add my seam allowance. So 22 is my length. I'm going to add 1 inch for my seam allowance for folding the rough end, and then 1/2 inch for the shoulder. So that's about 23.5. 23.5. So I'm going to mark that on this line here. And then I'm going to check where my shoulder. So my shoulder that I'm working with is 16 divided by 2, that's 8. So what I'm going to do is the 8 inches, I'm going to, because this is going to be a sleeveless, so I'm going to subtract 1 inch from the 8 inches so that the sleeve falls inside of your shoulder, not at the edge. So because it's sleeveless, so I'm going to make it 7. So I'm going to, okay, it seems like my 7 will not fit in here. So what I'm going to do is just come down by 1/2 inch from the line that I drew before. So I'm going to mark my, so guys, from this line, so guys, what I'm going to do from the edge of that 7 inches that I marked. So basically what you're going to do is check from this top part here, because as you can see, this fold doesn't reach this end here. So guys, I'm going to check where this falls in, right? Where your shoulder measurement that you're working with falls in. So for me, it falls in here. So I've marked the 7. So from here, from this edge here, I'm going to check where my armhole falls into. So my armhole is I'm working with 20 armhole. 20 divided by 2, so that's going to be 10. So I'm going to mark 10 here of length. So I'm going to curve it this way. So mark. So guys, after drawing in my armhole, I'm going to check the bust. So the bust measurement I'm working with is about 40, but I want 40 divided by 4, that's 10. So, but I want it to be free, so I'm going to add extra 2 inches to it. So 1 inch for my seam allowance, and then extra 1 inch for ease. So that's about 12 inches of the width. So I'm going to use the whole width of this armhole here. So basically, I'm going to cut it off at this point here. You see, this is where the top fabric ends if you fold it, and then this is where the bottom ends here. So I'm going to cut this out now and show you guys before I start. Okay. So guys, I've cut off this top part here. So I'm going to start from this point here and trim off this excess at this end. Put my hand in here, cut off this point here. So I'm cutting out my armhole, and then when I get to this point, so this is my armhole. Now I'm going to split open this folded end here. So you see, so I've opened it up. So now I have this here. So now I'm going to cut in my neckline. So to put in my neckline, what I have to do is just mark 3 inches in here, and then come down also by 3 inches down. So I'm going to come down by also 3 inches down here and give it a curve this way. Or if you want, you can make it, if you want the neck depth lower, you can come down a little bit more, maybe 5, maybe 6. It depends on you. That's for your front neckline. But for my back neckline, I'm going to mark 1 inch here and then curve it in. And then come down at the end of your sleeve here, mark 1 inch, and then give your shoulder slant, right? And curve it down. So the next thing you're going to do is to first you cut out the back neckline. Don't make that mistake of cutting the front neckline, because you cut it on the 2 fabrics, that's the front and the back panel. So cut out your front panel first, the back panel first, and then you go ahead and separate the 2 of them. Remove one and make sure that your back panel is set aside, and then you can go back and trace out your front panel neckline. So now I'm going to cut out the neckline. That was the mistake I made, and I couldn't change it. That was why I decided to make the second dress into a top. So you see, now I have my neckline here. So what I'm going to do now is, so this is ready. I've cut out my shoulder slant. So what I'm going to do is to just take this back panel. I'm going to split it open so that I can be able to pass my button, put in the button and the button hole too. So this here, I'm going to come down about 5 inches at the back. So at this point here, so from this point to somewhere here, it depends on you. So about 5 inches or so is what I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this here, use bias to finish it up. Oh, no, sorry, use facing. So basically facing means taking a fabric this way. That's one piece of fabric. You place it here, then you stitch it all the way down back again, cut it open, and then flip this back inside. And then after that, you're going to use a bias. After finishing up with this neckline, what you're going to do is join the 2 shoulders. So when you finish up this, you're going to first finish up this at the sewing machine. Then the next thing you're going to do is to join the shoulder. That's join this shoulder, and then you're going to use bias to finish up the armhole. Finish up the armhole, and then you're going to close up the sides. When you close up the sides, then you finish up the rough end, and that's how you're going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and start up with my neckline. So guys, this is what the neckline looks like. I've gone ahead and finished it up here. So you can, as you can see, so this is the back. So I just used the fabric to sew the neck. I'm going to put a link on my video on how to do this facing, because I've already shown it before. So as you can see, I've also gone ahead and finished up one side of the sleeve. So this is the sleeve here. I finished one side. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this other side too. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this other side with bias. I also have a video on how to put in the bias. So I'm going to use like these strips of fabric to finish off this end, and then do the same for the neckline and put in a button loop for so I'm also going to put in a button loop for the back on one side. So guys, I've gone ahead and finished the neckline. So all I have to do is to go back in and iron out everything. So I've also folded the end, and then this is the back right now. I've gone ahead and put in my button on one end here. As you can see, the button is here. So what I have to do now, I made this strap here. So what I'm going to do is just fold this into 2, put it on the other end, and just give it a double stitch, or 3 times, or how many ever you want. And then this is going to be the loop for the button. so to use to close this up here, and that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.